Welcome to Lochleven Castle. Lochleven Castle is situated on an island in the middle of Lochleven by Kinross. It is only accessible by boat. A castle may have been built here at Castle Island as early as 1257, when a young King Alexander III was brought here by his regents. During the First Wars of Independence, the English army held the castle as it lies on a strategic point between Edinburgh and Perth. Part of the curtain wall may date to this period. It is said that William Wallace attacked the castle in 1300 with the Scottish army and killed all 30 of the English garrisoning men as well as 3 women. This story is provided by a guy called Blind Harry, who was born over 100 years after Wallace's execution, so as to its authenticity it is unknown. Another well-known historical Scottish figure by the name of King Robert the Bruce also visited the castle in 1313 and then again in 1326. Following the death of Robert the Bruce in 1329, the English invaded Scotland and in 1335 laid siege to the castle in support of Edward Balliol, also known as the Pretender. The English attempted to flood the castle by damming the outflow of the loch. The water slowly started to rise. However, after a month, the captain of the English force, Sir John de Stirling, left to attend the festival of St Margaret. The defenders, under the leadership of Alan de Vipont, took advantage of this and, under the cover of darkness, snuck out of the castle and damaged the dam and flooded the English camp. The Tower House was added in the early 14th century, making it one of the oldest tower houses in Scotland that still substantially survives. During this time period, the castle served mainly as a state prison, and some of the people here that were held include Robert II in 1369 before he became king, and the Archbishop of St Andrews, Patrick Graham, in 1478, who later died here in captivity. Before her imprisonment at the castle, Queen Mary stayed at Lochleven Castle for a week in May 1562 to recover after falling off of her horse after leaving Falkland Palace, and in 1563 she had a debate with John Knox in the Great Hall. In September 1565, Mary visited the castle again as a guest of Sir William Douglas. The next time Mary was at Lochleven Castle, it was as a prisoner, from 17th of June 1567 till her escape on the 2nd of May 1568. After the Battle of Carberry Hill on the 15th of June 1567, Queen Mary was surrendered to her noblemen who were opposed to her marriage to the Earl of Bothwell. She was held for a night in an Edinburgh townhouse before being taken to Lochleven Castle and into the custody of Sir William Douglas. Mary was held initially in the Glasson Tower and was pregnant with twins. On her arrival, Mary fell ill, and some point before the 24th of June, she had miscarried the twins and a few days later was forced to abdicate her throne in favour of her infant son, James VI. Her twins were hastily buried in the castle grounds. Mary was moved to the main tower house, where over the autumn and winter months she recovered. The castle's keeper was Sir William Douglas, and his family included his brother, George Douglas, and a young orphaned relative called Willie Douglas. On the night of her escape, Mary dressed as a servant. Willie Douglas stole the keys and she just walked out to a waiting boat. Mary was rowed across the loch where George Douglas awaited with 200 horsemen, and they fled to Niddrie Castle and then on to England. The castle is said to be haunted by Queen Mary's spirit because she is waiting for her twins to return to her so they would know their deaths were not her fault. In 1675, the Lochleven estate was bought from the Douglases by Sir William Bruce, a royal architect. He built Kinross House and was responsible for the overhaul of Holyrood Palace in Edinburgh.